Let's see how the fighter and the kid deal with trolls.
Look what stars deal with. Look what the Kardashians and these people deal with.
Poor Kardashians.
Where people get on.
Is that Ray Romano?
No.
Oh, okay.
It's not.
Well, they just ignore now. They just
Indian Ray Romano.
Yeah, Indian Ray Romano.
Oh, show me your titties.
Open
So
Bob for
beautiful.
jeans.
Yeah, but one.
Well,
So
they're taking down that fourth wall.
now YouTube videos have this fucking great family, little kids and stuff, and the dad. They sang Baba O'Reilly. It's so fucking good, and they sang like "Come Together." But he turns the comments off. You can't comment on it. Comments on YouTube are done. He's like, no comments. So he just puts it up, and you got likes. It was so great, like 91 dislikes. Get the fuck out of here. It was so good.
Yeah, it's a
Cool
tough
story,
borderline.
Brian. It's a cool story.
Are you enraged by Brendan Schaub's shoes?
I'm enraged. Look, every time we pull up a fighter in the kid episode, I'm visually enraged by at least 4 things happening. I'm mad at Brendan's outfit, although to his credit, this might be the least enraging outfit Brendan Schaub's had on in a year. I'm enraged by Brian Callen's body language. It always disturbs me. Everything about this disturbs. Also, looks like somebody's been picking up their drinking a little bit. You notice a little uptick in the drinking?
Yeah.
There seems to be 3 new bottles every week on the table.
The shoes have been replaced by booze.
Liquor. Everybody's miserable and drunk.
I'm with you with freedom of speech and our amendments and rights. You have to have that, but at a certain point, if it doesn't help anything and it's just negative, I don't know why we would support that.
Guys, listen, your First Amendment right is cool, but if it's going to be negativity, we need to shut that shit down.
I mean, that's their channel. They could block whoever the fuck.
No,
they
but
want.
he literally said the First Amendment.
Got
like
it.
he
Got
brought
it.
up
All right.
freedom of speech,
Back
which
up
is
a little
like,
bit. Sorry, I must
are
have
you
missed
talking about
Yeah,
speech?
it's a tough borderline because I'm with you with freedom of speech and our amendments and rights.
All right,
You
right,
have
right,
to have
right,
that,
right,
but
right.
at a certain point, if it doesn't help anything and it's just negative,
Okay, no, hold on. Sorry, I
He's a
apologize.
moron.
We're not talking about YouTube. Your channel, you can do whatever you want, ban whatever you want. We ban people,
Yeah.
but we're talking about the First Amendment. If it's too much freedom,
like what?
Brennan, if it's too much freedom,
Because like that's the thing. I agree with the YouTube comment thing because I think that there is a huge group of people. Like there are people out there that are just so fucking try hard and so edgy
well,
all
look what
the
happened
time.
to Gloomtube's channel because
And then
of it.
you get fucking banned, and then they go, "Oh, freedom. What about freedom of speech?" And it's like, okay, but free speech doesn't apply on private property, and it doesn't apply, like for instance, if Royce owns a taco stand, no offense, I'm sorry, I know that's racist, but it
Why me?
you would.
Why do I get out on
And then
taco
I own a restaurant where everybody just boils the shit out of cabbage, and it's terrible, right? See, I was also racist to myself.
My restaurant's better.
Yeah, it is, clearly. But what if I hired somebody, right, to hang out in his restaurant all day and go, you don't want to eat here, there's rats in the kitchen, I hear the owner's a pedophile. You know what I mean? Like, that doesn't apply. Like, he can go, get the fuck out of my store. What is wrong with you? So this idea that, like, freedom of speech, like, there are 1,000 hate channels about us out there, right? Let them do their, hey, have your channel. But, you know, do your little, we do commentary shitting on people, right? We wouldn't appreciate if we're over here making fun of them and then they issued some kind of strike. That's fucking, now you're infringing on freedom of speech, right? Plenty of people out there that can hate on you, make your own channel, whatever. But you don't have a right to stand in the lobby of a place, like a hotel, and go, this place has bed bugs. It has bed bugs. Like, eventually the cops are going to come and go, you can't do this.
Private property, sir.
You can post a Yelp review or a Google review. You can't just stand in the lobby and scream at people.
I don't know why we would support that.
Well,
when it comes to trolling, like it shouldn't just be the Wild West.
No, the way you do it is I think that a company that you use, so YouTube, well, we already do this, YouTube, Instagram, they've taken a lot of heat for it, but they will censor you if you are, they will take you off YouTube. I mean, they will take you off if you are being this insulting, right?
No, they won't.
What?
No, they won't, dude.
What?
You know what? Can I just say something? Can I just say, I got to get one of the things that I actually love about Brendan Schaub, and I love this about Brendan Schaub. It's annoying, and I know it's going to piss a lot of people off, but one of the things that really amuses me about Brendan Schaub, not that he says bullshit that he has no idea about, because everybody in America does that. He does it with a level of confidence that I've never, right? Like if you and I are commenting on something we're a little unsure of, you'll hear a little crack in the voice. He proclaims absolutely made up shit on the spot with the confidence of a head of state, right? Like, it's just hilarious.
Do we start listing the people that have been kicked off of YouTube?
Never happened, bro.
Alex Jones.
No, didn't happen though.
He's not on YouTube. He
Nah,
was
B.
kicked off.
Didn't happen though, dude.
People have been taken off YouTube.
Yeah, isn't there like a terms of service where if you breach it and you're
Yeah.
like too much of a
no,
bully,
people
they'll
get
like,
taken off YouTube all the time. They get
Not
banned
because
from
of
Twitter and
comments.
stuff.
Yes,
Yes,
they
because
do!
of comments.
He's so dumb.
I know people personally
By the way, but-
that have their fifth account because of comments.
He's about to admit in this video too that he never reads YouTube comments. So he's about to admit he knows nothing about what he's talking about.
I know people. I guarantee you there's people that are watching us right now. Right now, that are watching us right now.
GloopTube's on D Live. Why, Brandon?
That have lost their, just for comments, have lost their accounts. I know people personally that have lost their YouTube accounts for the comments that they leave.
It was-
Absolutely they do.
It was literally GloopTube. It started with the N word, then he banned that. Then it was Nick Gers, and then they banned that. Then it was Nick Gers, and then they banned that. And it was becoming to the point where they're writing Nick Gers, and you're like, all right, like he tried his best to police it, and then they still zapped him. Like, they will get you for your comments. Yes, they will, Brendan.
But if they upload a video trolling someone, but not because comments.
Well,
I hate
He's so-
him.
but he's so- but
I
you-
hate him.
You got to admit, his confidence is hilarious, right?
He's-
he knows
yeah,
he
it
knows nothing about
He's
it.
so stupid.
Like, honestly,
You're so stupid,
we,
Brendan.
we always shit on Brendan Schaub, but can I just pay him a compliment real quick?
Sure.
I got to look.
course.
I got to be fair. I want to be.
You
Always want to be fair.
motherfucker.
Brendan Schaub is the epitome of a guy I would send into a room to bullshit people. Because even if he doesn't know what he's talking, like to reassure some employees that they're going to get their checks and stuff, Brendan Schaub's your guy. Because you just tell him and he's like, okay, great. No, it's fine. You're going to get your checks. No, I haven't had a check for 3 weeks. No, you did. It's there. It's at your house right now. Like he just,
No.
with 100% confidence, not knowing anything. He's not gonna believe it. Sorry. Like it's just.
What a dumb man.
He's the best.
What a
I'm turning a
dumb
corner
man.
on Brendan Schaub. I think I'm starting to like Brendan Schaub because nope, sorry, didn't happen. It's like, no, the riots are happening right now. No, I don't believe you, man. Sorry, dude.
well, no comments too, like Twitter. When you say certain bad things, I mean, what's his name was on.
Yeah, you'll be in
there's
Twitter jail for a
if there's
while.
racist stuff or something like that, but if you're just
so
trolling,
now
they're
if-
not going to do anything.
Oh,
Sometimes
so now if it's racist, but it's not, he's already conceding. Like, all right, well, maybe some comments. He's a dumb guy.
Are you implying that you want YouTube to delete people's accounts because they're trolling?
though it's not racist stuff. Sometimes it's like just insulting shit, which was what Jack Dorsey took so much shit for because he runs a huge company. There are people underneath him that were like deeming some of these things to be.
Well, have you seen what
He doesn't even let Brian finish his point.
the Instagram did? So,
But
kids
like
aren't
Jack
so
Dorsal was like, he was,
Jack Dorsal.
but like he was like doing that stuff though.
He's a fucking dolphin now?
glued to and put all their value on Instagram is you can't see likes anymore.
Right.
Like you can't
Wait,
see how
can-
many followers I
So
have.
that's what I'm saying. Is
I
there are ways
can.
to
Can
there are
you?
ways
Yeah,
to
you can.
there-
That's a setting, Brendan.
I see likes. Do
I
you
like.
not?
He's trying. No, you had to go in there. That's a setting you can have.
Right.
On Instagram, you can hide your likes and your comments now, but you have to manually go in and do that. So Brendan, now I don't see. I liked you for a second, Brendan, but now you're lying because he's saying no. Now Instagram. I'm sorry, department corrected me. Instagram. Instagram hides the comments. No, they don't. That's not a default setting, Brendan. That is a setting they created for you and Rogan and Santino and Tony Hinchcliffe and all these other little babies that fucking basically that Red Bar has been torturing. That was literally made for these fragile LA comedians that were like, man, everybody just keeps trolling, man. And they gave you an option to hide the likes and hide the comments now.
His pants are so tight. I don't even think those are shoes. I just think his feet are turning that color.
You can still. They were
just
testing it
depends.
out.
Like,
Oh,
depends
did
on
they go
people,
back? I
too.
thought they kept.
Yeah,
Oh, I thought, but I said it with the fucking unearned confidence of a 20-something-year-old woman, because that's what he is. He has the
He is a hot
unearned
chick.
confidence of a hot chick
He's a hot chick.
who never gets corrected.
That's true.
He's just
Actually, these protesters are 100% justified. If you have to smash an old white lady's head in with a brick, then so be it, I guess, huh?
Oh fuck, Brendan, you're so stupid.
Somebody in the chat actually used the word aggressively stupid, which I like.
He is.
There are stage 4 cancers that aren't as aggressive as his stupidity. You know what I mean?
He's so stupid. It's almost tantamount to physical violence.
And how do you, dude? Look at those. Those pants look painted on. How does he get those off? What happens if you sweat?
They were talking about
They
that,
were
right?
talking
But it never
about
They
happened.
took it away for
Maybe they're just painted on. He just spray painted his pants on.
wow, which I thought was brilliant.
Yeah,
did
what
it
I'm
on
saying is, I don't know if it
purpose.
has to be.
Brilliant.
Whoa! Oh God, Jesus Christ! He's a genius. That's what. Do you know what else he thinks is brilliant? Do you know what else Brendan thinks is brilliant? Rick and Morty. So fucking let's not really take it with a grain of salt.
The law. I'm saying the company itself can create their own rules. Social.
Brendan is. Can I say? I'm sorry because I just noticed something. Brendan is so terrible that I just noticed the Miami Vice pants that Brian Callen's wearing.
Oh yeah, they're terrible
He's
too.
so fucking bad that I just noticed it.
Brian Callen should never leave this show, and here's why. This is the only time Brian Callen will ever be on a show with somebody, and he'll be the good one. Like, he'll be the less enraging one. If you paired Brian Callen up with anyone else, you'd go, God, I fucking hate Brian Callen. You better look. Theo Vaughn could move on and do better without fucking Brendan. A lot of people could move on and do better without Brendan. Brian, you need to cling to him for life, because I've read your comments before. Let me tell you something. Everybody's on fucking Team Brian. They hate Brendan Schaub. But if Brian Callen and Theo Vaughn did a show together, it would be a totally different dynamic. People would be going, God, I fucking hate Brian Callen.
Brian Callen, and I figured it out. Brian Callen and Brendan Schaub. Brian Callen dresses like the default character you get when you start GTA Online, and Brendan Schaub is when you have too much money and you just start buying silly outfits.
Yeah.
Social rules, right? Which they do have.
Actually,
But they
Brian's
get
just dressed like Nico Bellic.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, you're right.
He's dressed like a Ukrainian immigrant that would sell you a fucking fake Rolex. Hey, buddy, come here. I've got all kinds of Rolex with some kind of Carl accent.
Brian Callen looks like he wears Ricky Gervais hand-me-downs.
shit for it too. So now
who's
YouTube.
Has the guest said anything?
No.
I don't even know who this guy is. Who's the guest? Somebody know? Is this that Madrigal guy we keep hearing about?
Is that Al Madrigal?
Is this Al Madrigal?
'Cause I don't know who he is.
We don't know. We don't know who he is.
Stop
Well,
using
you-
YouTube or Instagram
you-
because I can't
YouTube-
hate on somebody.
Well, YouTube has an automatic. They just wrote an article about this. They have an automatic deletion. It's an algorithm deletes if you insult the Chinese party with two particular phrases: 50-cent party and another thing. It automatically goes away.
Not only that, it says the other thing is to be YouTube deletes a lot of comments automatically because sometimes they
China.
go through the comment. Not even China, in general, their algorithm is set up.
Oh,
So
yeah.
a lot of times people, you're deleting comments. I'm like, I'm not deleting comments. YouTube's deleting comments.
And that's the thing too. It is actually always like the angry trolls that accuse you of it because they can't get through. They can't write a paragraph criticizing you without saying like, you fucking Jew, Zionist, cunt, piece of shit. You know what I mean? Like
Yeah.
they go so hard and then they go, oh, what? You're deleting my comments? And you're like, no, YouTube is going to, if you're writing like, you cunt, piece of shit, motherfucker, they have I'm not supporting that they have that algorithm.
Of course not.
But they have that algorithm.
But they do.
And it deletes your shit. Like I have a policy. I don't delete comments I don't like. There's plenty of comments on both channels I don't like. I
me.
do delete comments from people I don't like. That's my workaround. And that's my own business. If I don't like you, and there's plenty of people that come in here and go, Mersh, you're fucking wrong, or, you know, Mersh, you sound like a dickhead today, or this and that, whatever. And those people have been around for fucking years, and they'll be around for years longer. I ban people I don't like. But there's plenty of people who say shit that's fucked up. And there's times, you've seen it, where you don't even get the notification. Like, it doesn't even post. It just, it doesn't, it's never there.
Yeah.
And sometimes it'll get through and you'll get a notification and it'll be gone before you can read it. But that same person will come back an hour later and go, oh, you're deleting comments? And it's like, no, I didn't even know who you were. I only delete comments from people I don't like. But YouTube does that sometimes.
The Chinese?
Even if you
Isn't
say
the Winnie
something,
the
even
Pooh
if you
one?
say something nice about the Chinese Communist Party. So that's an algorithm that was deemed by somebody at YouTube or some people as deemed derogatory toward Chinese 50 Cent party for whatever reason. I can't remember. It was you joined the party for 50 cents. It was something about that.
Also, the Tiananmen Square
there's
thing.
there's Google was contacted by the Spectator or someone asking for comments. They haven't gotten back to him yet, but they noticed that there were certain phrases that would
It was The Verge, by the way.
automatically
Yeah.
get deleted. Problem is that again now we're dealing with sticky shit because they're taking a lot of shit for it. So but I do agree that when it
But
comes
you
to
can't do
teens,
anything.
no, I
It's
agree.
not that you can't do anything.
Look, I think if a bunch of teenagers, a bunch of like
Well, 'cause we don't-
12-year-olds are gang.
Okay, I'm sorry, but this is every fighter in the kid. Mike and I disagree on things all the time and whatever, but we always try to respect each other when we're talking. We really do. Even if we disagree, we try to get the other person to get the point out. But go ahead, let me show you this entire show. You're Brian Callen. Tell me a point. Tell me a point about YouTube right now. Start talking about a point.
Well, you know, they do censor people.
Yeah, no, it's
times
crazy.
because the
No,
Yeah,
sorry,
so
bro. Go
anyway.
ahead.
But yeah, so what happens is they have an algorithm that they've built in.
Yopi,
all
I
these-
know, dude. No, but you're wrong.
And then he just thunk.
Yeah, exactly. Shut up.
Hanging up on one 12-year-old, we have to do something about it. And if it's cyber, it's bullying. If you saw them doing it in the schoolyard,
Worst, I know.
you'd be like, hey,
But
what
it's
the fuck
Wild
is
West,
this?
dude.
I just won't let it. And by the way, we do interrupt each other sometimes,
Sometimes,
especially when we get fired up about something.
Right.
But this is just every time, right? Like every time he speaks, it's
But he's not even interrupting with something good.
yeah, it's not like he's passionate and he's going,
Yeah.
but no, you're right. It's like, it's like,
What?
okay, I guess.
Yeah. Well, it's hard to combat it, I guess. I guess you could block everybody.
Yeah, I mean, you as parents, you'd have to tell your kid like, there's a separation between like, don't take it seriously. But
know-
as
you know
your
what-
kid, you can't.
But you know what the problem is?
I know we asked you to come on here, but shut up, bro. Shut up, bro. Like my two brain cells just thought of something.
I would
So I
actually-
gotta like say something, bro.
I would leave. Like,
Fuck
I know
out.
nobody's ever done that on this show, but like Joel McHale should have done that.
Yeah.
Joel McHale should have just, instead of laying on that couch when they did that, he should have just got up and let. It would have been such a Chad move to just leave. Like, that would have been gangster as fuck. I would have been like, oh, snap. Joel McHale just walked. But that's another problem with, and this is why these people are allowed to exist. Everybody in LA, it's this big circle jerk of agents and managers and all these companies that own people. Everybody has to be nice to the guys that have the same representation in them and this
Right.
and that. It's this weird little inbred town. So even the people that don't like each other have to pretend to like each other. And that's why they have no credibility. That's why nobody likes this LA scene. Say what you want about New York, right? But you have somebody like Jake Flores who comes out and basically bitches and moans and talks a truckload of shit about Luis J. Gomez openly. And then Luis J. Gomez sees him at a club and fucking throws his drink in his face and tries to fight him. But say what you want. Like, maybe that's not the best way to behave. But hey, I respect those guys because they're not doing a whole, no, you know, like you're never going to see Luis J. Gomez going, oh, no, dog. Yeah, I think Jake Flores is such a good comic, dude. He's brilliant, dude. We have our differences, but he's brilliant. Like, they don't do that. It's like, no, come on back down to the stand. I'm going to smack you in your fucking mouth. Like, I respect that more. Like, they're not hiding it. These guys, literally, they could have the biggest falling out in the world, and they're going to end with like, no, look, man, you know, whatever. I think he's brilliant. I think he's a brilliant guy. I think he's awesome. And you're like, you don't like him. You don't like him. Most of these
But
people
social media-
out there don't like Tim Dillon. They don't. But somebody told them, hey, this is one of our guys now. He's coming in. Be nice.
Right.
But there's people out there that just don't like each other. Most of them don't like Schaub. I mean, it's pretty obvious when you
I
bring
know
him up.
a lot of them don't like Schaub from firsthand experience.
Yeah.
They'll never say it on a show,
Especially
or on
off the air. You
Yeah.
talk to people, everyone hates the guy.
Yeah.
But there's this weird, like, you're like, I don't want to fucking, I don't want to talk shit about the guy. You know, he's a good dude, you know, and it's like, you don't want Rogan to fucking find out and never let you on. That's what it is.
Media is so new, we don't know the
Yeah.
repercussions. All we're seeing is suicide rate super high. We know some celebrities suffer from they suffer from depression because of the comments they get.
Yeah, this is like
I'm stunned.
These people all grow up in these hug boxes. These people are
I'm
such queers.
Stunned. Celebrities that are living in their multi-million-dollar mansions that won't look you in the fucking face when you walk down the street are hurting because of something that they could ignore.
This is so fucking
They could
funny.
just ignore the comments, right? Like nobody's making them read them. Just don't look at them. Don't look at them.
The new CTE. We'll see what happens.
Whoa, hold on. What was that? Sorry.
Look at the look. You should have seen the look.
Yeah, that's right backed up.
From depression because of the comments they get.
Yeah, this is like the new CTE. We'll see what happens.
We have friends who've
Look
Have
at
CTE.
the moment of self-realization on his face too. Like,
Are you? I'm sorry, but is Indian Ray Romano? I don't know who he is. Is he comparing? I know people are gonna. Ooh, that's his fucking Patak Lock. You should know him. I don't care. You implying that mean comments on the internet are equivalent to traumatic brain injury?
yeah, somebody calling you a faggot in your YouTube comments is the same as literal brain damage. Somebody calling you a cuck in your YouTube comments, it's just like getting your brain smashed.
Somebody has a good. This is great. Right, Roy, like Royce and Mersh could not care less about the comments. No, I care about the comments. I read them, but I'm also not saying I'm not gonna kill myself over them, and I'm not implying be nice to me in the comments or I'll kill. I swear to God, I'll literally kill myself. I read them. I read the chat all the time. We try to read the chat comments. We want to know what people are saying. Sometimes good, sometimes bad. I get that, but I'm not saying I'm not pretending like your mean comments are the new CTE. Are you fucking kidding me right now?
who've dealt with it and gone into deep depressions.
Just from the comments and shit and
Fuck
trolling.
yeah, dude. You know, you put something out there.
Wait. He's personally dealt with this?
Yeah, it's like, dude, when sometimes people will say mean things in your YouTube comments, and it's like literally being raped.
Who've dealt with it and gone into deep depressions.
Just from the comments and shit and
Fuck
trolling.
yeah, dude. You know, you put something out there.
Rogan always says, just don't read the comments.
Yeah.
Like, I know.
That's
and
what I do, man.
I do
Like,
really good at it, but then sometimes you need to slip or...
But it's like, do you want to dive into that pool? Like, you know what's there. Like, very rarely do you ever go into YouTube comments and you're like, I feel great. I'm glad I did
Never.
that.
I don't know. I mean, that's not necessarily true. I mean, sometimes I do look at our YouTube comments sometimes, and when I do, there's a lot of fucking shit. There's a lot of people that hate us, but there's a lot of good stuff.
Yeah.
I mean, I would say 50-50. There's a lot of people that don't like us, and especially depending on the topic, like if you go after a certain fandom.
And also, you have to realize, too, is that the people that are saying nice things about you, they're going to show up and they're going to say one nice thing and they're going to leave. The people that hate you are going to make 15 accounts and show up at AstroTurf. So it's like, you know what I mean? When you see that shit, it's like, okay, it's like people, it's like guys that tell you how many women they've been with. I'm just going to divide that shit by 10 because no, you haven't. You know what I mean? Like it's always going to be like, it's like the old expression, people don't call the store to say the milk was good. Most people who like you aren't going to leave positive comments because they're just going to like the video and go, hey, whatever, good. The people that hate you, there's way more emotional investment in that. And they're going to make 6 accounts and go, you're fucking bad. And then they're going to reply to their own comments and go, yeah, I'm with you. You're all right. And then log back into their other account and go, yes, you are very smart. Thank you, sir. Like, it's just weird.
I want to do this sketch where
Neil
like,
had a great bit on YouTube comments.
Oh, I want to do this one sketch where it's like I'm saying it's like Lord of the Rings, and I'm saying goodbye to my family at the village. Like I have to go into the YouTube comments, and then it's like,
That's really funny. That's a good sketch.
Good stuff.
LA comics are trash.
Garbage.
You're trash. You're a pile of fucking shit.
Did you see the Tim Dillon thing where he dressed up like the coronavirus and went around?
No.
It was a great bit. I liked it the first time when he dressed up like Jeffrey Epstein's temple and went
Got it.
around. It's the
Okay.
same bit.
That's cool.
Over and over again. There's something about the air in LA. Maybe it's the smog or the water. You touch down in LA and you live there for 2 days and you're automatically a hack. I don't know why.
You know what? You know what this Rogan crew is like. This little Rogan
Gay?
crew is. Yeah, well, but you know what? This Rogan crew is like the looters that's going on. Like we said, there's probably some good protesters out there trying to do stuff. Maybe there's good comics in LA. There might be great ones. There really might be. I mean that seriously. There might be great comics in LA. But these guys AstroTurf everything. This is when you think of LA comics, you could only think of this.
Uh-huh.
The fucking tight pants and the girl shoes.
There are no good comics in LA. I'm sorry. That's like watching this riot footage and going, somewhere in that group of people setting that target on fire, there's a future doctor.
It's like shing, shing, shing.
I've never once read a YouTube comment.
No, I never have either. I don't read
But
them.
he's an expert on people not getting banned for YouTube.
Wait. You said you've never read a YouTube comment, but you just said 1 minute ago, literally 60 seconds ago,
waiting for this.
that sometimes you give in and you do read the comments. Because you just said Rogan said not to read the YouTube comments, and you go, but sometimes you slip. So yeah, you do, Brendan. You've admitted that you have, Brendan. Don't lie.
Problem is, I have family members that'll read them.
Oh, dude.
So I have
dude,
family
my
that
mom-
follow it, and they're like, these fucking assholes. I'm like, hey, I don't want to
Who
care
cares?
about it.
Oh, God.
Yeah, my mom would call me.
You've watched our videos making fun of you and commented on them. What are you talking about?
She'd be like, I saw you uploaded that video. Did you read that one guy, like, X92 said, suck my dick? Did you read? Like, yeah, mom, I read it. I don't.
What do you want me to do, Mom?
Yeah.
When I was doing a shitty TV show one time.
Wait, which
And
one?
my
This
mother-
was Sam with Hammond. 'cause I
Which one? Fucking any show he's ever done. Pick one. Name a good TV show he's done.
love that show.
No,
clown on
definitely
Seventh
not that
Heaven.
one.
Yeah.
But my mother would read all the comments. She would read. This is before social media. She would read the critics.
blogs and shit?
She'd read
Oh,
the critics.
no.
And she'd be so mad that she would write the critics back a letter. I'm like, this is not. Don't worry about
Yo,
it.
do they-
The critic, first of all, is kind of right. Number one. Number two, relax.
That'd be funny. The critic writes a retraction, like after being contacted by.
You know what? After
Callan.
talking
Like,
to
they don't know
Callan's
how
mom, she
much
makes
work
some good points.
You've been doing so much work. It takes so much work to do this, and they're so spiteful. I'm like, well, listen, this is the business, and they're kind of right.
Yeah, maybe.
My
but
dad.
You got to stay out of comments, man. If you're not selling tickets on the road, if you're not sold on the road, no one's watching podcasts, and you don't have a follow on Instagram, you're getting hate on for a reason.
Yeah. And your fans will follow you. Like the ones who don't like you, who gives a shit? But like you keep.
But again, you can't read comments, but you said that you read comment. I can't with this guy. I just can't.
But I have to say this: people are getting to them, which is really.
You think
funny.
so?
Yeah, they just did a fucking 10-minute
11 minutes.
segment where they didn't let their guests talk because they were too busy talking about the haters. I'd say people are getting to them. I'd say, yeah, people are getting to them. They're outside of their little hug box, and people are getting to them.